So X times 10 now is 2250. So you can see just a lollipop or whatever there on the left is in pretty big trouble at 630. So he's only at about what 3x, and you know, he's going down hard, and there's probably nothing to stop him. And he hasn't been going all in. He's sitting there folding. The blinds are just eating him alive, and you know, he's sort of missed his opportunity earlier, as I was saying, before the blinds went up. He should have been going all in and driving people out of the pot and building his stack back up. As it is, he's down so low that he's almost so low that if he does go all in, people are just going to call him. And don't want to end up in that position, because it takes one of the biggest parts of your no-limit Holdem power away from you, which is the ability to go all in and sort of scare people out of the pot, or at least, you know, make them call you only when they have a respectable hand, and steal the blinds and kind of rebuild your position. So, you know, just a pipe over there is got a big problem right now. As you can see, I'm just sitting here. It's kind of boring, folding all these crap start hands like 10-4. I don't play that good buddy hand much. I don't like the Jackson 5 hand either, even if it's suited. Some of those hands, you know, you're just better off in general, unless you're in a blind. There's just no reason to be playing those hands. Like 7-5 offsuit. You know, I'm in a blind. I wouldn't normally play this hand, a starting hand, but you know, in this case, you know, assuming he doesn't just fold, which he does, it's fine with me. I wouldn't normally play that starting hand. You know, Jackson 4, I don't play that one much either. So you can see I'm just going to insta fold that one. No matter what happens on the field, I don't really care to be a part of it with that kind of starting hand. Playing kind of super tight at this point is the way that I like to hold on, and I don't like risking my chips when I don't have a good shot at winning, unless I have a really good shot at bluffing. And you know, certain situations and conditions need to be right for me to want to play that game. Right now, no real reason for me to do that. In a good chip lead position, I'll take my shots when I get them, and I'll let these guys sit there and duke it out with each other and just bleed their chip stacks down until one or two of them emerge, which is what's going to end up happening. It's getting kind of boring, and that's the way this game goes if you're playing it carefully in the middle game here. 3-5 offsuit's not a great hand. As you can see, I didn't flop anything that's, you know, too exciting to go with it. So it's time to fold and just get on out of there. So at least he went all in. He's starting to do something right. The other thing you want to be doing is you want to be trying to guess what kind of hand these folks have based on the position they're in, what kind of player they are, and what's their X factor currently. And you know, these guys both appear to have fairly weak hands. Now he's going to go all in, which is, I think, the right move, and yes, he pulls down that pot. So he's starting to build his stack back up because he's gone all in twice in a row. Isn't that what we said that the X factor system tells us we should be doing right now when we're in his situation? See, his X is 225, so he's at about 5X, which is not great. He's still in a kind of a push fold type of mode where if he does get into a hand, he needs to go ahead and go all in if he's going to play a hand at all. And that's when you get your X factor in that 5 to 7 range, you end up needing to go into push fold right then and there and stop pussyfooting around, calling, and that kind of thing, because all it's going to do is get you in trouble. And what I want to do is I'm bringing up the calculator here, and I think I eventually figure out that it works better if I put it on the right and kind of behind the field of play. But calculating my X, look at that. So I'm sitting there at an X factor of around 27, which is incredibly good. So at an X factor above 20, in that 20 to 30 range, I'm in a really good position to do just about anything I want, as long as I don't risk more than about 10X, which would be about 2,000 chips. Okay? So, like I said, I'll eventually figure out where I want that calculator. I think it ends up on the right. But okay, ace-queen offsuit. Yeah, one of the better starting hands I've had in a while, and certainly looking forward to getting some action with a decent hand for a change. which is fine. You know, it takes a lot of patience in this game to really do well. But when you get a good hand like this, you play it, you know, and you bet it. Now, I would expect some action. Here we go. Got the all-in call that I was expecting. That's fantastic. Got some action. And, you know, he pulls the king. That's fine. You know, I made the right play with the ace-queen. And, you know, this time I didn't happen to pull anything out of the hat. But so you see what he did by going all in like 3 or 4 times in a row there. He's back up. He was down in really serious shape, down at about, gosh, what was it, 600 or less? And by going all in, he's built his stack back up where he's just about to a 10x. So he's getting in much better condition than he had been. So I'm recalculating my x. It's about 22.9. So as you can see, I'm still in that 20 plus x range, which means I can continue to experiment around, gamble a little bit, as long as I don't go overboard and dramatically impact my x. Ace-2, you know, at this stage, probably just hang it up and sit on the sideline here for a little bit longer. So, what's going to happen here? Looks like the queens have it. Friend here on the left was an admirable job, really, of rebuilding his stack, but just to have it whacked, even though he's at 1300. So a bit precarious position at this point. So he's still in push-fold mode, and eventually he's either going to make it and take one of these guys out and double up, or he's going to get knocked out. Got some good action going here. A couple of players. Good sized pot. Both checking. It's like, why would you both check and bet 300? And you know, it's like, I just don't know. It's like I would not have played it that way. I would have come out a lot stronger. Probably all in the X position the guy on the bottom has been in. And as it turns out, that was the right play, see? But, you know, he bet it very weak, in my opinion, and he could have gotten himself into trouble. He should have gone all in. As it turns out, he did okay. Now, this ace-5 suited is a hand I like. You've got a good nut flush draw, and you've got a low straight, which is are both good hands. Of course, the ace low kicker is a problem hand. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and see the flop. So I've got the 5. I like that. My guess is if I come back with something aggressive, I may just run him out of that pot. Nope. So he came right back over the top. That says he's got something really strong at this point. Now we got 2,700 in the pot, so I'm getting good odds to go ahead and call it. But, you know, things are not looking too good at this point in terms of my hand. So what are we going to do? It's time to say, okay, buddy, I'm all in. I really love my hand that much. Are you ready to risk it all? So I'm bluffing right here. Let's see if bad bait takes the bait, or if he says, you know what, I'll live to fight another day, which is what he does. So that was sort of a semi-bluff in that I could have pulled an ace or a 5. Odds were not great, but I didn't feel that he had a strong enough hand to call that all-in bet. And being this chip leader, that's one of those times you're able to pull that out. Even if I had lost it, I would have been down to about 3,000 chips. So it was something I could afford to do that he couldn't afford to do. That's the way you use your stack and chip leader position when you've got, you know, a semi-bluff situation where you can improve your hand, but you can run somebody out of a pot by throwing your weight around. Okay. So we've got the long roller up here on the top, who is, you know, you can see he's in trouble, and he just folded, which is probably a mistake. But his X factor is really bad. My X, on the other hand, is really good right now, and with an ace-10, I'm going to be in that pot, and whoopee, here we go. So I've got him in there with me. I've got a really great heads-up hand against, you know, I've got him pretty much dominated at this point. I love that that ace